Good morning, guys. Do a quick video and all that bullshit. Installing my NVIDIA drivers and pain in the ass. For some odd reason, they put like generic drivers in place, and you have to uninstall those and then reinstall the good one, and it's just a pain in the ass. All right, so I 100% understand why my dad wouldn't let me buy the house. So I'm pretty sure my mom is going to sign the papers that she doesn't have to sign to sell the house today at a $100,000 loss. The only thing that can make sense to me is that she is not doing it. I also kind of know why the lawyer was hesitant to give my mom the conservatorship over my dad's assets when he had the stroke. And I'll just stop there. There's a couple other things my dad told me when my mom wasn't around that I totally get now more too. So, this has nothing to do with needing money or saving the house or anything like that. It has everything to do with control. Control and playing the victim. So, as long as, selling the house I can understand, because the stroke and all that bullshit, and it's a big house and 10 acres. Like, I'm tired as fuck from just walking around outside that house, right? Because it's on a hill, it's 10 acres, all that bullshit. I don't understand selling the house at a $100,000 loss when you don't have to. Now, look, I remember like my mom always, like, last night she started going off about bullshit, and she always likes to pretend about that 1 year she actually did have a job when my dad was basically, they almost got a divorce actually, and then she had a job for 1 year, and like the world had to end, and she had to get all these awards because she had a job, and she never worked a job again. Because when they got the job when they got the house in Madison, I used to have to drive her to her nursing job at the UVA hospital, and like a month into it, she quit. Like, she never keeps jobs. When we were kids, she was supposed to be going to the computer learning center to get a job. She quit halfway through because my cousin Connie wasn't the one who dropped my oldest brother on his head when he was 2. Wasn't able to marry some dude who she had a crush on in my mother's class, so the whole world had to end, and that was my dad's fault for some reason. And I'm pretty sure what they said was my mom was going to do the GI Bill first and go to computer learning center while my dad watches the kids, and then he'll go to use the GI Bill and go to school while she watches the kids. But what happened was, she came home one day and got mad about church bullshit because we were watching Married with Children. And then instead of getting a computer job, she ended up cleaning houses for 5 years. So she started yelling about that shit last night. All I was trying to say was I'm willing to, help pay for the house. Now I see why my dad wouldn't let me do it, I swear to God. Because my mom started yelling about how bad I was because I didn't want to sell all my crypto October of 2021, so she could buy that, so she could keep the house. I want to remind everyone that was when I started to lose jobs because I didn't want to get the vaccine. So my option was to live on credit cards or get the vaccine, and I didn't want to touch my crypto. Okay? So she's incapable and unwilling to think about anything other than herself, which is exactly why I'm pretty sure she blocked my phone number again, because I told her straight up, you don't care about me at all. You didn't even notice me as a kid until I was being sent to jail for shit your other kids did, which is 100% spot on. Anyways, like, I could, even right now, save that house, but then if the house gets saved, then my dad has an asset. When my dad recovers from the stroke, he'll be able to do something that she can't control. If she sells the house for $100,000 less than it's worth, when my dad recovers from his stroke, he has to stay there for an extra $100,000 no matter what. So in the back of her mind, even now after 40 years of marriage, she's still wondering when's he going to leave me. Maybe if you acted less crazy. Seriously, like this Tiffany bullshit. Tiffany doesn't need my money. Tiffany just didn't want me to have it because she's a controlling, stupid cunt, which is why Tiffany gets nothing. Other than a jail sentence when this shit is done with. Okay? Seriously. I see why my dad did not let me buy the house. Because even if I would have bought that house, it would have been my investment and my money. It would still be her house. The oldest brother who gives nothing would still have the biggest room. The little sister who, I'm still of the opinion my sister is the reason why they're losing this house. Because my sister ballooned up to 300 pounds and then decided she wanted to get married to some fucking illegal immigrant she met on her mission. And then at the last minute, after my parents moved to Utah, she decided not to. And then they moved back to here and were in all kinds of debt ever since. So I see why my dad didn't let me buy the house. Because the first thing my mom did, that was a nice house. I really liked that house. The first thing she did was kick me out of that house. The second thing she did was take my dog away from me. And the third thing she did was try to make me pay for that house. I'm going to miss that house. Maybe we shouldn't have that house. That was supposed to be the house for the family. But you know what? Maybe we're just not a family. Maybe that's why my dad didn't let me buy that house. I think my dad was telling me, I'm stuck in this. This is my prison sentence. It doesn't have to be yours. Thank you very much, Dad. You're going to recover 100%, and I'm going to make back my fortune and then some. And then we're going to go, traveling and all that bullshit. I also should just say, I've been playing around with bots, trading bots. Oh, hold on, wait a minute. My Moomba haikus, hold on. Happy Baisakha and Happy Buddha Jayanti Baisakha. I hope I said it right. If I missed Dashan Ashwin, my bad. Alright, there we go. What was I doing now? Fucking bots. Fucking, where did I put this bullshit? Alright. Okay, so I would have to say, if you're going to be doing, and I'll get to this shit later, if you're going to be doing automated trading, as of right now, specifically for crypto on margins, I think Gunbot would be the best one to use. However, Gunbot is going to cost you like 0.02 Bitcoin for subscription. As of right now, I'm still just using demo accounts. I'm playing around with different ones. Where is it? The next one I want to... Come on, man. Where's the other shit? Okay. So I played around with Gunbot, but that's expensive. Gecko is the one I'm going to go with next. And the Zenbot, I think, is the best one that's free and open source. However, you are going to be programming your own modules. But it supports Williams %R. So there's that. I'm going to bounce back from this shit. I'm already starting to bounce back from this shit. I'm going to use the vast amount of resources that I am gathering to prosecute that stupid hag. Because I've got bajillions of evidences against her. I'm going to extradite her to America just to prosecute her and then send her back to jail in Korea. And I'm just going to, look, to be quite honest, I should have just sold the crypto when it was $1 million and like retired and gone on vacation and all that bullshit. In the back of my mind, I was like, and I'm going to be totally honest, I was not doing this shit for my mom. I was doing this shit for my dad. The thought of my dad, I keep seeing him in my mind driving his lawnmower on the grass. Like I would be leaving. Like I would come to see my family or whatever. I would call my mom, and no one would answer. Oh, I didn't mean to have your phone number blocked. I'm just bad with technology. Okay, yeah, whatever. Fuck you too, right? So I come to see them. Come to see my dog that I had to legally sign over to my mom because if I didn't, she would throw her in the pound. And then she's fucking crazy, bipolar. My mom is. And then yeah, I would basically have to get there at 2 in the morning so I could sleep, wake up. My mom would make breakfast. Like the moment you're like, if you're a baby to a toddler, my mom's the best thing in the world. Once you're able to have like a different opinion, it doesn't work out because she can't handle that shit. Which is again why she's selling my dad's assets at a loss and moving him 5 hours away from everyone so she can keep him in a fucking bed and spoon feed him all day long, because right now that's what he needs. But the moment he gets beyond being a toddler and can move again, that's going to be annoying as fuck. He doesn't want to deal with that shit. Like, I can't even tell you the things he's been telling me. Like, some of the things he's been telling her, she's like, that must be the stroke talking. Maybe you need to not do some of the things you do because they're wrong. So what the fuck ever. My dad just kept saying, don't worry about me, go live your life. I see why he's saying that. No matter, because he got married, no matter what he does, he's going to be wrong. Alright? Tiffany's trying that bullshit. She tried it way too early, so she's just gonna catch a rap. Like, I think there's something where, like, if you're married, you can't prosecute them or you can't testify or some bullshit like that. So, like, to some extent, my dad already signed his death warrant. But I'm not dealing with this bullshit. No. I'm not going to end up like them. Dude, I'm telling you, like, my dad moved to South Dakota to not have to deal with my mom. Because she does stupid shit like this. Like, sell the house for a $100,000 loss to spite people when she's really spiting herself. Now the last time I talked to her, she was complaining about how the ambulances cost so much to move him around. And they had to get some kind of, like, other, like, third-party ambulance type thing. But the house she's selling at a loss, Medicare or whatever the fuck it was, VA benefits covered the ambulance. So she's literally doing this so she can play the victim more. That's it. There's no reason to do this other than to play the victim more. So it's out of my hands, whatever the fuck. I'm done with this shit. I'm done with this shit, and I'm gonna make sure that dumb hag Tiffany goes to jail. She's a fucking bucktooth fucking crack whore is what she is. Fucking ghetto bitch from Diamond Bar.